What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Now, in today's video, we're going to be going over exactly what's happening with Bitcoin's price because this is a very important moment and you need to watch it closely. And so with that said, let's not waste any more time at all and let's get straight into the video. Now, guys, don't forget, if you do want to trade some Bitcoin on up to 100x leverage without needing the KYC, meaning you don't need to give them any of your personal information, you can just sign up and start trading. Use the Margex link down in the description below, guys. You're going to be able to trade Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, Shiba, just about any major crypto that you can think of. And the coolest part is you can also use several different forms of collateral such as Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, AVAX, Tron, BNB, etc. And as you do sign up and start trading, you're going to get up to $10,000 in bonuses with my link down below. So make sure you go check that out down in the description below. But what is going on with Bitcoin right now? Because things are again heating up. Well, as you guys know, of course, this market has been quite rough this week. Okay, it's been quite rough this week. We saw Bitcoin's price see a high of right around roughly 60, let's go ahead and call it $68.8 thousand before eventually falling all the way back down towards 59.8, giving us a 10% drop over the course of about 5 days. But as of the last couple of days, things have started to rebound a little bit. People are getting extremely excited. They're getting extremely bullish. And I want to talk about what its price is doing right now because I do believe that it's very important you pay attention to what happens between this, like $61,000 and $62,000, because it will likely determine where we go for the next few weeks. Now, guys, I did talk about a bunch of different crypto news and Bitcoin stuff also over on my second channel in my video that just went out a couple minutes ago. So make sure to go check that out down below if you want some extra content when you finish this video. Now, why is it so important to watch between $62,000 and $63,000? What is happening right now that could possibly be so important? Let's get into it. So what's happening right now is something called a backtest. Okay, now a backtest is quite simply a crypto determining whether or not it wants to continue in the direction it's been going or not. So what happens oftentimes is, let's go ahead and let's just do this, okay? Let's say we have the price of a crypto is like this, okay? And then we have a point of support. There's a support level right here. Maybe we bounced over it and then we did something like this, right? But there's a support level right here. Well, what happens is that a crypto, if that crypto is supposed to hold some support here and say maybe it fails, maybe it tries to hold support, tries to hold support, and then loses that support level, what's going to happen is that the crypto is going to decide, do I want to continue down? Do I actually want to go down here? Or do I want to try to recover and try to go back up? You know, that's the question it's going to ask. Do I want to go down here or do I not? Okay, and that's called a back test. When the crypto comes back up to the line, the support or the resistance line, it is deciding whether or not it wants to actually continue in this direction by getting rejected, or if it wants to go back above this and head back in the opposite direction. It's just a deciding, it's a point of a decision. And so what we can see here is, currently speaking, there's a back test happening. Now, well, what does that back test look like? It's much clearer to see it if you do go ahead to go down to the 4-hour chart. So let's go ahead and do that and you'll see it for yourself. So what we can see here is that over, throughout the end of September, basically, Bitcoin put in a beautiful support level here, right? We built up some fantastic support and used it to really continue higher, putting in this move towards $69,000 or $66,000. Sorry, earlier I said that Bitcoin's price fell from 68 to 58. It was 66 to 58. My chart was just small and my numbers were small. But what we can see here is that we built in a ton of support right here. And let's go ahead and just draw. Let's do a full rectangle. Let's get a little bit shisty here. Okay, let's get a full rectangle going. Okay. So what we can see here is that Bitcoin sat on top of this key level of support and used it to continue to the upside. Now, a really cool thing about this move is that Bitcoin actually put in some of its Fibonacci extensions off of this move from the swing high to the swing low. We got a beautiful, perfect Fibonacci extension up to a 1.618 Fib extension, which you don't really need to know what that means if you don't know what it means, but it's a good thing. Just know that. Now, what happens next? Well, Bitcoin's price loses support. It comes back down to this previous point of support and loses it. Continues straight back to the downside. Well, what Bitcoin's doing now is deciding, well, do I actually want to keep going down? Do I maybe want to come back up to the support level, recapture it, and continue back to the higher side, leave this as a fake out, capture those liquidations, and continue backwards in a bullish direction? That is what Bitcoin is deciding right now. And the thing about it is, though, so many people are betting. They're saying Bitcoin's going up, we're back, the drop's over, the crash is over, Bitcoin's going to resurge. And I'm just sitting here looking at this thing like we haven't made that decision yet. Bitcoin's not made that decision yet. That decision will be made once Bitcoin determines whether or not we can surpass this previous point of support and either clear it and not establish it as resistance, or establish it as resistance and continue to the downside. Because what I do know is Bitcoin does ABC correct a lot of the time, which looks like A, B, C. in which it'll put in a move to the downside, a B recovery, and then a C continuation. And so, although I'm not saying for sure this is going to happen, this is still very well a threat. And by pretending that that's not the case would be doing you a disservice. And so what you need to be on the lookout for right now is if Bitcoin's price is capable of breaking back above, let's just call it $62.5 or $63,000. If it's capable of clearing this previous point of support, not fully establishing it as resistance, and then using it to try to continue upwards, yeah, we're good and we're back and we're likely going to head back up towards $65,000. But if we see this rejection here, right, if we see Bitcoin's price get rejected, the likelihood of this thing coming back towards its low $60,000 to high $50,000 levels are very, very, very high. Now, from the daily perspective, we're also seeing something similar happening. What you can see here is that if we just clear everything off the chart and we turn on our Bollinger Bands, the 20 simple moving average is also about to get back tested. As Bitcoin's price came off the top side of the Bollinger Bands towards that 20 SMA, we immediately lost support. And Bitcoin's headed back up towards this 20 simple moving average to determine whether or not we're going to get rejected off of it and head back to the bottom side here, or if we're going to re-clear it and try to push our way back up towards the top side of our Bollinger Bands. Both of those things are happening right around the same level. Your 20 SMA currently sat around 62.6 thousand bucks. And so where we're at right now with Bitcoin is that you need to be very cautious right now. You need to be aware that it's about to make an important decision. And I personally am not doing any buying on Bitcoin right now until we get a determination of if we're going to break some resistance here or if we're going to establish resistance. So overall, I will of course continue to update you as this does play out. Don't forget, if you do want to trade some Bitcoin on up to 100x leverage, you can use that Margex link down below. And if you do want some extra content from me on a daily basis, sometimes multiple times a day, feel free to check out my second channel down in the description below. We talk about a bunch of stuff over there as well. But overall, of course, I hope you guys did enjoy today's quick update on Bitcoin, and I can't wait to see you all next time. Peace out, everybody.